Hey Chef Scott, hope all is well. I got a one-pot wonder for you right at Full Throttle Ranch outside of Aspen. So we're gonna do a wild boar posole. My mom's gonna be so proud because she taught me very well. It does have a little kick to it. In one pot, remember that, you got a little olive oil just to get to the bottom of the pot. And you wanna make sure that when you start this, it's at medium-high heat because you don't want things to sweat too much. You want them to actually caramelize. So I'm gonna start out with a little bit of garlic and ginger, some onion, celery, and we're gonna stir this until it's nice and golden brown. So while I got all of these ingredients, I'm gonna season it with the Cajun seasoning from High Mountain Seasoning. It's gonna add a nice little kick to it. We're not gonna even use any salt in this because this is all you need. So after about 5 minutes, you'll start smelling all the flavors incorporate a little bit. We're gonna deglaze this with a little bit of rum. Now what the rum is doing, it's bringing out all the different flavors, but it's also adding a sweetness to it because it's made out of sugar. And you're only gonna let that cook for about a minute. You're gonna add your wild boar. We're gonna add the garlic pepper rub to this. Just because it says it's a rub doesn't mean that it's only a rub. It's for seasoning as well. Now one thing that I love to add to this, you don't have to do it, but I love it. It gives it a nice little sort of homey feel, is I add potato to it. What I put in this blender was tomatillos, jalapenos, a little bit of onion, salt, pepper, and then I filled it up with a little bit of water. And all you're gonna do is add this right into this pot, but you do want it to become like a nice stew, so we're gonna add a little bit of water to this. And then finally, we'll mix the posole, which is the hominy. You're gonna add that right at the end. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this just cook. I would probably say cook it at low temperature for about an hour and just let it steep and have all the flavors marry, because the longer you let it go, the more delicious it's gonna be. So the last step to this posole is adding corn. It's gonna give it a nice crunch, sweetness, but you can see that I do it right at the very, very end because you don't wanna overcook this corn. You still want it to be nice and crunchy in your mouth to add more texture to this. It's all about the layers, guys. So once you fold the corn in there, it's ready to be served. And then there's just one more tip to this one. We want to add some cream to it. So I'm going to add a little bit of lime on the side of this bowl. So all you have to do is squeeze it in there and it's ready to be served.